Sauce. Hey, get the sauce.
Good morning, everybody. Toast is here too. Get him on the screen. You should have taken Boston, man. You said it on the show.
Yeah. I had a lot of those.
And Oakland.
Austin, Oakland. Who else was it?
Cubs.
Cubs. That's the one. Cubs is the one that hurt.
Yeah.
But them Giants. Shout out to the Giants, baby.
No, Frank Rosario. I knew you were joking, man. Frank Rosario said, he goes, Kyle, why didn't you tell me you were on the Angels money line yesterday? I would have tailed. I was like, bro, I said it on 2 different live shows and posted it on the website. I'm not sure how else I can get that information to you. Vinny, what's up, Kyle? Hope you had a good night last night. I did have a good night last night. Went 3-2 in baseball, but one of my hits was a plus 160, which is beautiful. So I made a nice chunk of change in baseball, and I had the Timberwolves, so it was nice.
I'm on an NBA 2-0 NBA run right now.
Oh my God, heater!
I'm doing it. The under the other night. I hit the Wolves last night.
Look out! Everyone, look out!
The under was lucky. I tailed you last night.
There's a Scott Crawford in the comments. I don't know if they're.
I saw that. I saw it. I think it's cool. I think the guy whoever did the Twitter thing making moments.
Yeah, that's cool.
Really cool. Like
the problem is I'm scared to retweet him because like I don't know who that is, and like what if like they get a bunch of followers and then start posting crazy shit? Like I don't know who it is.
Yeah, okay, I get that part, but I also think like it's almost like flattering. Like it's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, I like it. I actually sent him a message and I was like, "Yo, I appreciate you doing this because I wish I always wish I had the time to post clips from the show, but I don't." For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, someone created a Twitter account, Sauce Moments, and they post like their favorite video clips from the show, which is cool. But I was hesitant to retweet him because I don't know who it is, and like maybe it's like a psychopath, and everyone's gonna follow him, and he's gonna start posting wild shit. I don't know. So, but yeah, he posts his favorite clips from the show. It's pretty funny. He picks some good ones. Beaver, how's your morning, friend?
It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, nothing special.
Fine's better than bad.
It's 11:30, so we should. Has anyone talked to Commish?
No.
All right, let's switch it to 3 people. I haven't even talked to him. I just assumed he usually comes on at this time. So.
Yeah, I think he's really busy with his day job part of it because even like I talked to him like one time last week between recordings. So.
Yeah. All right, no worries. We're set up for 3 people. We're good to go. All right, so there's only 5 games to go through. There's the doubleheader, but you guys know how we feel about that.
I will say, if you guys want to play something in that doubleheader, first 5 over 3.5. If game 1 is Skeens and Montero, I would play that first 5 over 3.5.
Wait,
I'm not going.
Skeens is pitching game 1 now?
Skeens is the second game.
Yeah, that's the second game, I think. The first game is
40 a.m. on my thing.
I thought the first game was Scooble.
I looked like literally 15 minutes
okay,
ago.
never mind. Now that I click it on action, it goes to Jones to Scooble. So
what the hell?
It's Jones.
I just clicked it on action at 12:40, and it says Skeens and Montero.
See? Okay, so I'm not crazy.
No,
okay,
it's Jones and Scooble.
Forget it. I don't even want to deal with it. That's why I don't fuck with doubleheaders. Right there.
Yeah.
Everyone's saying Jones and Scooble game 1. Sauce is right. Kyle's right. Jones and Scooble game 1.
Until the other 2 start the game 5 minutes before.
Yeah, it'll get changed while we're on this stream probably. Right. Which is why doubleheaders suck and should be eradicated. But first game up we're going to talk about is Cardinals, Reds, and I looked at this one. I looked at all 5 that we're going to talk about.
Commish is here, by the way.
Oh, he's here? Oh, nice. All right. Let me get the poll running, and I'll get him on. I'll get him on the on camera. So over under. That's at 9.5. Let's get that on the screen. All right, poll's running. So let's switch it back over to 4 people.
Yeah, that's so irritating.
Commish is here. Commish goes in scoop cam. All right. Wait for Commish. All right. What's up, Commish? Good morning.
What's up, guys?
All right. So we're just going to talk about the 5-day games. And this first one, Prop Beaver, I looked at. I'm a little. I kind of want to play the Cardinals. But the thing
I am
is,
playing the Cardinals.
It's a bullpen day for St. Louis, right? Or is there a primary pitcher, or is it just straight bullpen day?
No, Payante is going to start.
Yeah. Oh, but he's like, can he go 5 innings, or is he just a
bullpen?
He started in 2022.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if he's stretched out that far, but he could definitely do it if he. I mean, again, if he wanted to.
So you are playing the Cards, Beaver.
Yep. Yeah, it's my first play of the day. It's been a while since we backed this Cardinals team. The beginning of the year was disgusting. They couldn't stop losing bets for me, but I'm going to take my chances here and go back to them because I do like the spot and I like the value. Montas, he was excellent the first 2 games of the season, but this is a guy over his last 7 starts who has a 6.14 ERA, a 4.4 K to BB rate, gross, 1.57 WHIP, and a 5.44 xFIP. I mean, those are not good numbers. The one thing that I could say in his defense is that his 4 home starts during that span have been significantly better than the road starts, but the Cardinals are a lineup that are starting 6 lefties today, and Montas has been horrendous against lefties. 375 WOBA, 167 WHIP, 604 FIP. Even at home against lefties in those last 4 starts, 406 WOBA, 6.8 K to BB rate, 2.3 WHIP. I mean, those are some pretty gross numbers there, and that's the majority of the lineup he's going to be facing. And now he's facing this Cardinals lineup that's managed 3+ runs off the last 3 or 4 righties they faced. They put up some great numbers against them. The only concern for me really is the fact that this is a day game and the Cardinals go from a top 3 offense at night against righties to bottom 10. But I personally think that they could still scrape a few runs across. They're still 4-2 in their last 6 day games. So while they were horrendous in day games to begin the year, they've actually been winning some lately. On the other side, we got Payante, and the numbers this year are not great. 6.30 ERA, 1.9 WHIP, 4.56 xFIP. That offers very little hope that he's going to be good as a starter, nevertheless a reliever. But in 2022, we saw him make 10 starts, and numbers were actually really impressive. On top of that, I like the matchup for Payante as this is a Reds lineup that is starting 6 lefties. Payante is 1,000,000% better. 1 million, yes, you heard that correctly. 1,000,000% better against left-handed batters. 301 xFIP against lefties compared to a 7.64 against righties this season. And the Reds, yeah, they're starting 6 lefties today. On top of that, they have Tyler Stevenson out of the lineup today. Luke Male, I don't know how to pronounce his name. He'll be replacing him, and he is a massive downgrade, almost a free out in terms of his numbers against righties. So if we only really have to worry about 2 righties in this lineup for Payante, I think he could be dramatically undervalued here. I know the Reds bullpen is better than St. Louis, but Cardinals are far better at hitting bullpens, and they have their top 3 bullpen arms, all with 2+ days of rest, ready to secure the series win here. If the Cardinals bats weren't less productive in day games, this would be a top bet for me. I really like the Cardinals today.
Quick question, Beaver. Does it bother you with no Arenado?
Actually, I'm very happy you brought that up. No, it doesn't bother me at all, actually. He has a 31 WRC plus against righties over the last 2 weeks. In fact, what they did is they replaced him with Matt Carpenter, who has also sucked, but Carpenter's a lefty, so I'll take my chances there.
Yeah, but Arenado's also owned Frankie Montas, so I'm on the Cardinals too, so I'm not trying to talk you up. I was just curious because I know you like your splits and stuff like that, so I was just curious. So yeah, I couldn't agree more on the Cardinals. With it. Yeah, I couldn't agree more on the Cardinals. I don't care about Arenado or not. I was big on this Reds team yesterday. That's what you get for playing favorites, I guess, because that they weren't even, or I should say the Reds as a favorite, because they were never even in that game. And this Cardinals team is like on fire right now. 8-2 their last 10. They're playing really good. And as Beaver said, Palante is a veteran arm that knows what he's doing. Like, I don't expect him. It's a little bit different if you're going from, like, if he's a young player going from the pen to his first start, but he started before. I mean, his ERA in 2022 was 3.17. So he knows what he's doing. So not to mention the fact that this Cincinnati team, I mean, I think that series versus the Dodgers might have been like their season. And I'm kind of exaggerating there, but it's like they played them in it. I mean, that was a hell of a step down after. I mean, the 3-1 win against St. Louis on Monday was, I feel like that was like going to be really, really lucky, especially with Lodolo against Lance Lynn on the mound. So if you're going to give me plus money with this Cardinals team with the rested bullpen that hasn't worked in 2 days, I'm going to take it.
It's not that I disagree with you guys. It's what worries me is, so I had the Reds yesterday. It was one of my losses, and I watched pretty much the entire game. And the final score was, what was the final score, Toast? 6-1, right? Was it 6-1 Cardinals?
Yeah.
So
7-1.
But there 7-1, 7-1. There was a lot of, I don't want to say bad luck. I'm not saying the Reds should have won, but the Reds could have easily scored 4 or 5 runs in that game. Like a lot of hits that went right to the center field, or like what is a bloop single 9 out of 10 times just happened to fall into the glove, where I didn't feel like the Reds' bats were completely dead. I'm not saying they should have won the game. I'm just saying that the fact that they only scored 1 run yesterday, I think, is a little misleading. I have a little more faith in the Reds lineup than most. But I'm not disagreeing with your guys' Cardinals bets. Let's see what Commish thinks first.
Can I say one thing to that? I will say I was kind of thinking of that myself. And then I went and looked, and the Cardinals, the one thing that's impressing me is that they're not only scoring runs, but they're scoring runs across multiple innings. Like yesterday, they scored a run in 4 different innings. If you're able to, that's one thing that's always a positive for me. So,
yeah. Commish, what are your thoughts on these guys' Cardinal money line bets?
No, I think these guys are sharp. I think these guys broke down the game really beautifully. I'm not going to throw in a ton more stats. I'll just comment on Payante. Faced 24 batters this last time out in the minor leagues. So he's definitely stretched out to get through 5 innings if he's even moderately effective. Shouldn't see any workload concerns there. Frankie Montas really bad against lefties. Like Beaver said, I think Payante too. The other thing with him is Beaver mentioned all these lefties in the Cincy lineup. Payante has really, really bad command issues against right-handed bats. Not really an issue whatsoever against lefties. So I think, like he said, if you can manage the few righties that he's going to see in that lineup today, I think Payante has a chance to do some good things. I just don't like him as a pitcher. I tend to not want to play sides with pitchers that I don't think are very talented. But I think the Cardinals, even without Arenado here, they should be able to bang a little bit. The weather looks pretty friendly in Cincinnati today, a little bit on the colder side, but the wind's blowing out. We know that ballpark is a launching pad, especially in day games. So I think I'll be on the Cardinals team total here, but they score 5 runs. Hopefully they win the game as well. I think we're all running the same way here.
You're thinking more in line with what I have, because my thought, I didn't bet this game, but what I'm going to put up for me is simply just over or pass. I think the Reds are going to score runs on Payante, which is why I'm not going to jump on Cardinals money line. But I agree with everything they said. So for me, I'm going to put up an over graphic here. It'd be over or pass for me. But it's 9.5, Great American Ballpark. That's pretty standard. It'll just be over or pass for me.
I like that too. I would play the over full game.
I was actually considering Reds team total over. That's
really?
how much.
I was leaning with the under in this game.
Yeah, I think I
think
agree.
Payante's going to pitch well today.
I disagree.
I think both bullpens are rested and ready to go. I think 9.5 is way too many.
And you're getting the Cardinals in the
whatever happened to Toast that says I never take unders in Great American Ballpark?
I'm not betting it. I'm just saying that I definitely don't agree with the over. That's what I'm saying.
I think full game over, probably 5. I'd probably take the first 5 because of the bullpen situation. But I think there's 10 plus runs scored regardless.
Commish, you're seeing it clearly. I agree. All right. So let's move on to the next game.
Did I say anything about the Cincinnati bullpen?
Oh, hold on.
I don't believe so. I mean,
they're ready to go. Somebody asked me in the comment, or somebody asked me in a message.
All right, Commish, I got you up first for this one. It's Snakes Rangers in Arlington. Dane Dunning getting the start today. He was supposed to start yesterday. He was switched out for Eovaldi, who came back. We got Ryan Nelson making a road start. Prop Beaver likes back at Ryan Nelson on the road, or at least he used to.
No, I do.
So what are your thoughts here on this one in Arlington, Commish?
I think this is an over spot as well. I think both these pitchers are hittable. I know Ryan Nelson has been better on the road, but I mean, Dane Dunning doesn't do anything for me. Ryan Nelson doesn't do anything for me. It seems like all season we've talked about Texas's bullpen or lack thereof of a bullpen. Texas during the day, I mean, we tend to see some higher scoring games in these situations. I worry a little bit about Arizona's offense, but I think 9 runs with 2 very hittable pitchers without 2 elite bullpens behind them, I think that's a fair price in Texas.
So over 9, yeah, I can get on board with that. Toast, your thoughts?
Arizona or pass. Was kind of hoping to get like a 120 in my head. It's at like 115 now, so I don't know if I'll jump yet. I was on Arizona yesterday. Obviously, I took a loss in that one, but I mean, it was one Corey Seager swing. It was a 3-run home run that changed everything. A really good throw by Adolis Garcia and a shit slide by Jock Peterson. I just the same thing as yesterday. I mean, we talked about it because I thought Dunning was starting at first. Dunning's not going to go deep into this game. Last couple starts, 3 1/3, 4 2/3, 5 1/3, 4 1/3. So he's not going to go deep into this game. So we're going to have multiple cracks at that Texas bullpen. And the only person in that Texas bullpen I worry about is Kirby Yates. He's their closer. So you're only going to see him if they have the lead. And Ryan Nelson on the road is a guy that I guess I could say I trust. His last 3 road starts haven't been fantastic, but they've also been against Baltimore, Atlanta, and then he had 2 innings against San Francisco. So I don't think that the Rangers pose the same threat as those 2 lineups do. But again, I don't know. But it's Arizona or pass. I haven't bet it yet, but I kind of want like that 120 number personally.
All right, snakes or pass. Prop Beaver.
I don't even know where to go in this game. I mean, there's like points you can make for both sides, but then there's counterpoints that immediately follow them. So it's like, I don't really know. I mean, Ryan Nelson's better on the road. He's better against lefties. But the last 2 righties the Texas Rangers saw, they absolutely smashed. And then on top, well, I don't know if you could say they smashed Font last night, but they got 4 runs off of him regardless. So
they didn't really smash him, but they did score runs.
4 runs. They've hit, I think, a home run in now 8 straight games against a starting right-handed pitcher. So I mean, they're in power. If they have guys on base, they're obviously going to get those runs across. The problem is that Dane Dunning, I don't think he's all that amazing, but if you look at his numbers at home, they have been really good. The ERA is not good, but the K-to-B percentage is fantastic. The xFIP is amazing. I know you're on the over, Commish. I know my guy Logan from Calling Our Shot. I respect his opinion a lot. He's on the over here, but kind of think I lean with the under actually. It'd be under or pass.
I had over a pass for this one too. Me and Commish are just aligned so far. But I think Ryan Nelson's gonna get hit up. But I know like he's always been good on the road and
fade the goat on the road.
I've seen the numbers, so I'm not saying like you're wrong for thinking that, but I have a feeling Ryan Nelson's gonna get hit up here. I actually was kind of considering Texas for a few minutes when I was looking at this one too, but it'll just be over a pass.
Wow, really?
Next up.
I will say, Beaver, that K to BB ratio helps when you play Cincinnati and Seattle.
Oh, that will help. Yeah.
All right, next up is Phillies Giants, and I did bet this one. I'll go first. So I don't see how we don't go right back to the Giants here. I did. I'm holding a Giants money line ticket at plus 112. It kind of sucks that you're betting for the Phillies to lose like their 4th game in 5 days. You're betting the best team in baseball to lose 4 out of 5, I think it is.
Fourth game in a row, 5th game in 6 days.
It's 5 out of 6. Okay, so I got the Giants at plus 112, and it's very simply. All right, so I actually have kind of a lot to say about this one. All right, so first off, the Giants are playing better baseball than the Phillies right now, and that's not even really debatable. What are the Giants, 9-2 in the last 11 or something crazy? Like they're dominant.
8-2 their last 10, 14-6 their last 20.
Yeah, you heard that. I mean, the Giants are winning games right now, but on top of that, Phillies are in a little bit of a slump, and it's the MLB, man. The best team in the league is going to go through slumps. This doesn't mean the Phillies are trash. Doesn't mean the Phillies are a fade. Just right now, they're not playing their best. Here they are on the road across the country against a lefty. That lineup, number one, isn't really hitting lefty starters as much as you think they are. I mean, they're not getting blanked, but if you look at their game logs against lefties, there's a few times recently where they didn't touch a lefty starter. That's number one. Number two, even when the Phillies were crushing the ball, they're always slightly better against righties. So even the fact that it's a lefty means even if the Phillies are hot, you take the lineup just a slight step down. And then number two, you got Christopher Sanchez, who is really struggling. Well, I don't want to say really struggling. Christopher Sanchez hasn't been pitching his best. And here's the best part. What does Chris Sanchez really struggle with, Prop Beaver?
Command. He struggles with command on the road.
That's not where I was going to go with it. I thought you were going to finish my sentence. He struggles with right-handed bats. He's got terrible numbers against right-handed bats.
Well, he's a lefty. Who the fuck doesn't struggle against right-handed
No, but his
bats
splits are his splits are significant. And you want to know you want to know how many righty bats are projected to be in the lineup for the Giants today?
9.
9.
Like
9.
Boy!
All 9. There's not a single lefty projected to be in the lineup for the Giants when I looked this morning, which means Christopher Sanchez, who struggles against righty bats, is pitching against 9 straight righties.
They're putting
You know what I will say about that?
Oh, yes.
But what I will say about that, I actually hate when teams do that because
I do too. And Commish
if
put me
he
on to
settles
this.
in at any point, you never give him a different look. Like if you listen to managers talk about this, and you listen to pitchers talk about this, if they get into a groove and they only see righty the whole game, that could go downhill quickly for an offense. Versus if you throw one lefty in there, it's just a change of pace. It's like it's one of those things that's really hard to quantify. But I actually really hate when teams do this and they throw 9 righties in a lineup.
So you like the Phillies then?
No, I'm speaking out of both sides of my mouth because I like the Giants team total over here at 3.5. I think that's absurd for a team that is, top 10 across the board against left-handed pitching the last month. They're 7th in OPS. They're 7th in WRC plus. Like they've really been having good at bats against lefties, even with some of these guys out of the lineup. Some of their bigger bats have not been in the lineup for them. But 3.5. Christopher Sanchez has struggled on the road. I know he pitched well at Coors the other day, but it's not like this dude has been a lead. He gave up 3 to the Mets on the road. He gave up 4 to the Angels on the road. Washington tagged him for 3 on the road. He didn't pitch particularly well against Cincinnati in that start. I know only one of those was earned, but he has not been good on the road whatsoever. And it's starting to be a point where I'm kind of buying into these home and away splits with him. So I think the Giants probably need to score 4 to win in this game is my thoughts. So I think the team total, you get that here. We're thinking the same way here, Kyle. I'm on the team total and you're on the side.
All right, let's bring up Prop Beaver.
Okay. Yeah. So I obviously need to. I'm still putting my write-up and stuff together for this one. A bit behind today, but Christopher Sanchez under 16.5 outs is where I go with this one. Pretty much sticking with the theme of fading Sanchez on the road here. He's been super efficient at home thus far. I mean, he's covered this line in 4 straight games, 6 innings, 7 innings, 7 innings. Very, very good stuff. But on the road, the command has been so bad. And as a result, we've seen only 13 outs, 9 outs, 15, 17, and 16. We're getting under 16.5 outs at plus 100. And I think that's some pretty good value here. Yes, did I lose the 17.5 number? Does that suck? Yeah, a bit. But we just saw the last 4 or 5 lefties to face this Giants team go under the number. And one thing I do want to point out here really quickly. I'm pulling up Christopher Sanchez's numbers right now. Let's go, Fangraph. We don't have all day. Second.
I know somebody.
Christopher Sanchez on the road, right, against righties. To Kyle's point about them starting 9 righties, listen to this. Negative 3.3 K to BB ratio. He's walking dudes at a 12% rate and striking dudes out at only a 9% rate on the road against righties. A 2.41 whip. I just think it's incredibly hard to go deep into a game if you're putting guys on base at that high of a level, especially with the Giants who've been a bit more patient against lefties lately, a lineup that's produced at a high rate against lefties, especially over the last month, as Commish had mentioned. So, yeah, I think that Sanchez isn't going to get deep into this one. That would be my play for this one, under 16.5 outs plus 100.
Yeah, I think it's a rough spot for Sanchez, too. We're in agreement there. Toast coming off his plus 180 Giants hit. That was awesome yesterday.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree with you more. I'm running it right back. This is going to be the last game for the Phillies on their little West Coast road trip, and then they're going to have a day off. They're going to travel all the way back home to get the Cardinals. I just absolutely hate the spot for them. I still feel the same way as I did yesterday. Like I said yesterday, you have the Phillies at an all-time high price, and the Giants at essentially a very low price when you're getting a Giants team that, like I just mentioned, 14-6 their last 20, 8-2 their last 10. I can't really add much more than what you guys said with all the splits and stuff like that. So, I'm on the Giants again. I'm going to continue to take my plus money with this team. It has nothing to do against Philly. Philly's a great team. It's just they're not going to play at the level that they were playing at to start the season all the way through. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, I think it's also fair to point out that the Phillies are finally playing a team over 500 again with the Giants.
Facts.
And again, like, not to take away from Philly. Philly's a really talented baseball team, but when you play a bunch of weak teams, and more importantly, when you face a bunch of weak pitching, and then all of a sudden you face some guys who can throw it a little bit, I'm not surprised that Philly's struggling a little bit right now. I wouldn't be surprised to see them struggle again today with the bats.
Yeah, after the
I beef with Kyle Harrison though.
Oh, he has beef with Kyle Harrison. He has beef with him.
That dude in his last start was so atrocious it hurts my face to have watched him. The command over his last 5 starts has been absolutely atrocious. So I would just watch out for that.
Phillies, this is the last game of the road trip. Then they have a day off, and they go home, and then they have Cardinals and Brewers. So I'll fade the. I'm not going to be blindly fading the Phillies or anything, but
Wow.
I just I like this spot for the Giants, who are playing awesome right now. We kind of.
Phillies are,
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
No. We talked about the Phillies a lot, and we all briefly mentioned it. We didn't mention much about how well the Giants are playing. I mean, they're playing really good, really well right now. All right, Braxton Garrett versus Pooh Darvish.
Ooh.
I hate you guys.
That was Prop Beaver, not me. I don't. Prop Beaver's the one that called
Stinky.
I'm going to put in my contract that I'm not going to come on the show on days that Darvish is pitching from now on.
I need to make a new nickname for Pablo Lopez. Now that's a guy who deserves a good nickname.
God.
So my thoughts on this game are the Marlins might not score a run. No, I mean, obviously, I looked at this one and I was thinking under, but the total's at 7. So what the hell do we even do with that? But and if you want like, oh, what about the Marlins team total under? I'm sure that shit's probably at 2.5. So that's probably not even worth a look either. But from everything I looked at, Darvish should pitch really well here. Padres bullpen has been excellent. I don't see how the Marlins score 3 runs in this game.
I don't either. Yeah.
Are the Marlins going to score? I mean, the Padres going to score, though? I mean, they have
no, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying under. I like Braxton Garrett. Padres haven't been hitting lefties. I like the under, but it's at 7. What the hell are you supposed to do with that? And I'm pretty sure it's juice to the under. I think you got to pay -120 juice to bet the under at 7. What?
Yeah, that's pretty
fuck?
cool right there. I don't know.
That's crazy.
No, you can get under 7 at -105 on FanDuel.
So you're on the under, Toast.
No, hell no. I'm just saying that you were saying it
Hell
was
no,
juice.
brother.
I was thinking of the Royals Twins game where you got to pay the juice to get under. I like the under in that one too. Spoilers for the later show.
Oh no. It would be Padres -1.5 or pass. I don't know if I'll probably sprinkle it a little bit. The Padres can't hit a lefty. Again, that's the issue. But they have seen a whole bunch of them since May 15th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lefties. Now they haven't done shit against any of them, so I guess it's only a matter of time before they break out. I'm not trying to make that case, but I will say this Marlins team is very bad. Even in games they're supposed to win, like Monday, they find ways to lose it. Again, Braxton Garrett's coming off of 9-inning performance where he went 4 hits and didn't give up a run. Previous 1, 2, 3, 4 outings were all 4 innings, 5 innings. They had a couple 6 innings games out there. I actually think that Braxton Garrett could get hit up today, which is kind of crazy considering that the Padres can't hit lefties. But we also have Pooh Darvish coming off of an absolute terrible start where he gave up 7 runs on 9 hits at home. Previous start at home before that, 7 innings, 2 hits, no runs against the Dodgers. I think the Padres win this one pretty convincingly.
I'm not certain on this, but I remember us talking about it. I'm pretty sure. Sorry, my camera's moving. Pretty sure the Marlins have a really good record on road getaway date games. Like, I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna bring up Commish to talk, and I'm gonna go look while he's talking.
Where'd you get that stat from?
We were talking about it in the Discord, and I'm pretty sure I might be mistaking the teams. That's why I want to confirm.
1-1, 1-3, 1-4.
They're killing it.
2-3. They're 2-3.
This team can't lose.
What team is that has a?
So it's not Miami. That's an important thing for this.
They're 2-0 in their last 2.
They could be 2-1 in the last 3.
Wait a
No, they're
second.
not. No, they're not. They played Detroit. They won. They played the Dodgers. They lost. They're 1-1.
What about Arizona?
Loser.
Okay, touche. Sorry.
They've won 2 in a row, and they're actually 3-1 in their last 4.
On road getaway days.
Yes.
Got it. All right.
Actually, hold on. They beat the Cubs too. No, they do have a good record here, Toast. They're 5-2 in their last 7. They beat the Yankees at Yankee Stadium. They have a. I was right, man. They beat the Cardinals in St. Louis. They have an excellent ready. 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 3-1. They lost to the Braves in extras. 4-1, 4-2. They lost to the Dodgers. 5-2, 6-2. They're 6-2 on road getaway days.
Cardinals.
That's OG goated mode.
Had
That's
me
what I
thinking I'm
think
giving
of
out fake
that.
info. I knew I saw it. So they are 6-2 in road getaway days, and I would imagine they were probably dogs in every single one.
They're dogs every game.
What's up?
I said, I don't think they've been a favorite in any game, have they?
Yeah, in that one.
The Marlins were favored a lot early in the season.
Yeah, they definitely were. I can't remember one though. They were favored in that entire Angels series in April. But Commish, what do you think about this game?
There's no way I can bet this game. I'm not going to bet the Padres at the current price. I'm not. I mean, they can't hit lefties, but I'm not. I can't bet the under here either. I know Garrett pitched well that last game, but the Mets can't hit lefties either. Gave up 6 earned to them in the start before that. So I mean, there's definitely some explosiveness potential there. Yu Darvish, as good as he's been a little bit probably more lucky than good. Benefited from a really low average on balls in play. He's been straining a lot of runners as of late. So I think there's a potential that, he could put a guy or two. Like Darvish, I think could give up a couple. I think Garrett could give up a couple. And with the total at 7, I just think that you're playing with fire when it's that low. If a couple runs get scored early, this might be a spot where I jump in live. If you get like an under 8, under 8.5, or an under 9, something like that, especially with the bullpens. But I don't think I can bet this. I guess the Marlins at the price would be my lean, just because it's plus 150.
I want to do it.
That's just a price thing. Like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I think the Marlins are going to win. I just think at plus 150 in a game against an offense that can't hit lefties, especially in the first 5, I feel like that makes sense logically. But again, haven't bet that. Will not bet that for sure.
I'm putting Marlins up for me. I want to see what Prop Beaver thinks before I bet it. Prop Beaver.
What do I think specifically about your bet in this game? Or
yeah,
what
start
are my
with
thoughts
that.
on the game. Okay. So plus 148, we got Braxton Garrett. The one thing I don't like is that he's coming off a complete game. Normally, it's
hold
not
on.
really
Didn't someone just pitch well coming off a complete game? Wasn't it Freed?
Actually, yes, Mr. Max Freed, and he cashed out for
And
me
it was a
yesterday.
lefty.
So
Not that
yeah.
has any significance, but
And Garrett
Yeah,
did only
but-
throw 95 pitches. So it's not like he threw 115.
yeah, he did throw a Maddox, so that's the thing. It's not like he was over gas. He only threw 95 pitches, as Commish alluded to. But the one thing I will say is that was Garrett's 3rd start of the season, whereas Max Freed's and now is like 10th or 11th. So
Great.
Freed's a lot more stretched out. Yeah, thank you. So yeah, I lean that way. I definitely lean that way. But what am I doing in this game? I'm probably going to put a half unit on Yu Darvish over 18.5 outs plus 150 on FanDuel. I just saw this line and I really like it actually. The Marlins right now, I mean, they're just letting these righties go so deep into games again. So we just saw Waldron 7 innings, Gallen 7 innings, Peralta 7 innings, Luis Severino 6.2 innings. So the last 4 or 5 healthy righties to face this Marlins team have gone over this line, and most of them hit 7 innings. We just need him to go 1 out into the 6th, and we cash our number here. And I also like it as a buy low spot because, listen, he got shelled in his last start against the Yankees. Everybody saw it. despite that, he made it through 17 outs in that game, which is really close to our number that we need to cash today. What about the 2 previous starts against the Dodgers and the Braves? 21 outs in each of those games, throwing a season high 101 and 99 pitches. So he may be the most stretched out we've seen from him this season, which I think offers us quite a bit of value, because if we go ahead and we funnel him to at home, and then we go ahead and we build the pitch count up. So let's say it's at 93 pitches. This is a guy who's cashed 65% of his starts, 13 to 20 since 2022, with 93 plus pitches at home. This Marlins team cannot, build up counts against righties right now. They're making too good of contact and not striking out at high enough of rate. So I just think plus 150, kind of like what we did with Gown the other day against them. I think this is a nice bet. Last time he saw him, 21 outs. So yeah, I think Darvish over 18.5 outs plus 150 will be on my ticket today.
So here's the Marlins schedule, and for those of you that don't know what I mean by road getaway days, so it's the day where you play a day game and then travel, right? So that's what the road getaway day means for those of you that don't know. Ready? First one, at St. Louis on Sunday, win. They were 0-9. They won that game. At Yankee Stadium, Wednesday, April 10th, win. At Cubs, Sunday, April 21st, win. That's 3-0. Then they lost in extras to Atlanta, 3-1. At Oakland, Sunday, win, 4-1. Then they lost to Dodgers at Dodger Stadium. At Detroit, Wednesday, win. At Arizona, Sunday, win. So, yeah, this team, road getaway days. Let's do it, man. I'm betting the fish. This is a fish spot, road getaway days.
And something I want to add to your point is, like, I just said the outs thing. The Marlins have been allowing guys to go over their outs number at a high rate lately, and before that Michael King start, they'd won their last 8 or 9 games against a starting right-handed pitcher. So, I mean, yeah, it's mainly the Marlins pitching staff just holding it down. If this is a low-scoring game like the books are saying, then these are the type of games that the Marlins have been winning, not these high-scoring affairs.
Next. All right, next up, we got Dodgers Mets. David Peterson making his season debut. Is that you that likes Peterson, or is that Andy that likes Peterson, AJ?
I'm a David Peterson apologist.
You are. You're the one that likes Peterson. Yeah, Andy doesn't like Peterson. I knew one of you weirdos in the office liked Peterson.
And I've become a McGill guy now.
What's your
I'm
thoughts on
transfer. What's my thoughts on James Paxton? You don't want to know him, and not safe for work.
Not safe for work.
Yeah. Oh, all right.
You're up, Beaver. Go ahead.
Sometimes, when there's new offerings on the menu, you got to try. And, that new pitch mix is inspirational right now. What would I do in this game? Absolutely nothing. I think God damn it. 1 second. What are the Dodgers doing against lefties right now? I feel like they haven't seen many lefties lately, right? So, I mean, unless I'm completely tripping with that.
14-7 on the year. It's not that bad. They've seen 2 lefties out of their last 3 games. Sutter and Quintana. They saw a lefty in Hughes against Arizona. They saw Mantiply. So they've seen enough.
The last month was 4th in OPS. 4th in OPS, 1st in WRC+.
Yeah, see, just doing some line reading, though. I mean, they have Paxton's earned run line at 3.5. They have some of the Peterson lines at actually respectable numbers here. Mets first 5 are pass, but that's certainly not making my ticket. I was trying to bet
for freaking Paxton is getting.
He's horrible. He's horrible.
Oh, I know. So bad.
Yeah.
What's the Dodgers record when he plays?
What do the Bucks have as earned run line? That's what I care about.
Dodgers are 7-2 when James Paxton starts.
Oh,
it's an atrocity.
Gotta fade him.
It's what we call in the industry luck. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. Bryce Elder must be the best pitcher in the world based off win.
Is that what we call it in the industry? We call it luck?
In the industry, yeah. As an industry leader, I do some of these things. I learn the terms and I give them to you and I explain them to you.
Oh, I learn the terms and then I give them out.
Sorry. Toast, I know that the price makes it feel like a Mets spot, but I can't help but lean towards the Dodgers here. I didn't bet it, but I could be You're not going to take Peterson in his debut, are you?
No. If you're going to give me plus 140 with the Dodgers.
Right. I'm thinking the same way.
Yeah. Especially on the road. Yeah. It's I'm going to bet the Dodgers. So
You're going to lay the 1.5?
yeah.
I don't hate that at all.
I don't love it, but I also think that little winning streak or that little losing streak might be over here. I understand they only won 5-2, 3-0, but I think that can do a lot. Ohtani didn't play in the second game yesterday. He'll be fresh and ready to go, hit some nukes. It's just too good of a price to pass up.
Yeah, I agree. Commish, what are your thoughts on this one? David Peterson making his season debut.
Yeah, I honestly don't even care. I told Toast when we recorded the pod on Monday, I said I'm going to bet the Dodgers every single day this week minus 1.5. They're 2-0 to start the week at minus 1.5. I even told him, I said I never ever recommend betting both games of a doubleheader because it's really hard for one team to win both games of a doubleheader. I said, but I'm making an exception because of the situation with the Dodgers. They had not lost 5 games in a row since before the pandemic. Prior to this past weekend. This is just a team that does not lose consistently very often. They rarely lose more than 3 games in a row. So this is very rare, uncharted territory for them. The Dodgers are still very, very talented. It's a 162-game season. There's going to be ebbs and flows with any team in Major League Baseball. I really don't care that Paxton is James Paxton. Like you guys said, they're 7-2 when he plays. The Mets are not a very good baseball team. Like all joking aside, I just has some World Series money on them, but the Dodgers are far superior here in every possible way. Plus 140 on the minus 1.5, and if you're playing the Dodgers all week, they get the Rockies this weekend. I mean, I think maybe some minus 2.5 type situations with them. This is a team that still has Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, plenty of talent up and down that lineup. Even if guys like Will Smith or Ohtani happen to have a day off, the bullpen is still very good. But they got length from both starters yesterday, so they're not absolutely decimated there. So. I mean, my God. I mean, if you want to play the money line too, the money line is minus 105. Like, if you don't want to trust the plus 140 at the minus 1.5, when do you see the Dodgers at minus 105 against a sub 500 team? You just got to live with the results, in my opinion.
It's a good point. Why are they priced like that against a sub 500 team?
Because the way they've been hitting.
Paxton isn't very good, and
whoa!
Every time Paxton pitches, we see this, Beaver. Like, he's 7-2, and the Dodgers are consistently minus 125 in these situations.
No, but Rob Beaver says
I feel like I've seen Paxton priced quite a bit higher than this in most of his starts. But okay, I'll give you that. Sure. I'm just saying. I think
I remember some minus 125.
You wait for Paxton to get shelled because he's a shitbag, and then when the Mets are leading, like they have, I don't know what, like the past 8 to 10 games in the 7th inning, you say, there we go. Dodgers minus 1.5. Then take that shit at like plus 1,000 and cash out against the Mets. This team is an atrocity in the late innings. Mets through the first 5.
Oh, that's funny.
You know what? I'll say this too to really show some love to James Paxton. Under 2.5 walks for Paxton today as well.
He's got great command, that Paxton guy. It's one of my favorite qualities about him.
Coming off a 4-walk performance, he's going to just tonight. He's going to have his command.
No, but one thing I will say, the Mets, I always shit on them against lefties. Last 2 they saw, Mr. Braxton Garrett, who just looked like a beast. They rocked. And then on top of that, they also hit Kyle Harrison, who I think is a shitbag. But with JD Martinez in the lineup, I think this is going to be a lineup that's actually not that bad against lefties. Most of the lefties they struggled against earlier in the season, no JD in the lineup. So just a thought, just a little.
I locked it in, under 2.5.
I'm letting the community side decide what we're going to do to close this out. Obviously, we'll be back at 4 p.m. And we'll go through I got Rob Vino, Ski, and Crispy Capping coming on for WNBA, and then Prop Beaver and Toast. And I think Modai again will be back for the night MLB games. I think that's the plan. But for these day games, do we want to do a community top bet, a community dog, or a community parlay? You guys decide.
Community dog. Oh wait, community decides.
I have them voting for it because people in the comments are saying, no, I wanted to do the community parlay. I wanted to do this. So let's let them. It's the community thing. Let's let the community decide what it is.
Let's let the community decide the community thing they do. Okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, right? It's only fair.
We just want to build a community.
Here's the thing: the community is almost 33% across the board on the 3 options.
Jesus Christ, guys.
Give it another few seconds. It's gonna be community dog, I think. 5, 4, 3. Someone said do them all. Yeah, we'll just sit here running polls for 3 hours. That's how we'll spend our
Yeah.
entire day.
Forget getting anything done.
Yeah.
What's the weather like in New York right now?
Looks nice.
Well, I was just thinking over. That's why I was asking.
No, it looks nice from what I can see.
75 wind
Yeah.
blowing in.
It is nice weather out here.
All right. So the community dog was the pick. So let's see what the community dog for the afternoon is. So we got Cardinals at plus 105, and I think that's got a shot at winning because everyone liked the Cardinals. Diamondbacks at plus 114. People like that one. Phillies, Giants. Damn. Actually, the community likes a lot of dogs today. Marlins at plus 152. Go ahead and cast your votes. Commish, while they're voting, you want to tell everyone where they can find your stuff? That's his Twitter right beneath him, right beneath his face there.
Yeah, that's my Twitter. Toast and I do a podcast on Sausage Channel as well. We record every Monday. Usually get that drop Tuesday. And yeah, my Substack, Twitter. I do a lot of free content for Roto Grinders. Been doing a lot of NBA, WNBA stuff for them, but there'll be more MLB now that we're getting some off days in the NBA. So check it out.
I know you did WNBA.
Yeah, they had me doing like this is my first season like really buying into the WNBA. I did some like spot stuff last year and it went pretty well. So they had me doing some more with that. Another 2 in 1 day last night on some props.
There you go. Someone in the comments is asking, they said he wants to be Prop Beaver's friend. Is he taking applications for new friends?
Actually, we just did the first round of interviews, but I could ask Tom if he could fit you in for a personal one-on-one.
Oh, you can ask Tom?
Well, Tom's a busy man, dude. Tom, you don't know what Tom does in his free time. This guy's a freak.
All right. So the community dog of the day is the... I'll see if Tom can pencil you in. What the hell? All right. The community dog of the afternoon. We're going to do another one later. But the community dog of the afternoon is the Giants. Money line at plus 112. Thanks for watching. See you in 3 hours and 47 minutes exactly. Wow, I didn't post anything on the site yet.
Mine's coming right now. I'm typing it all right now.
Yeah, the only bet I have is the Giants, so I don't think... You know what? I'm going to add the Marlins, too. I'll post on the site. For those of you that are subscribed to Sauce Network Plus, I'll post it up there. All right, everyone, see you in a few hours.
See you guys.
You're adding the Marlins.